Okay, well, welcome everyone. I am so excited and I am thrilled to have Miss Jennifer Dowd on with us tonight for a special training. My name is Benny Martin, and one of the things I am most excited about is that, Jen, you have made such a profound difference in my life in such a short period of time. For those of you who don't know me, I officially launched into the business side of Ternant in December. And I get a little teary because so much has happened since then. And it really was one of the catalysts for me was having Jen and some other amazing leaders like Lori Allen, Veronica, so many amazing uplines really wrap around me. I was able to use their success to help launch my business. And this training is all about being able to use your uplines and edify the amazing talent and amazing uplines and leaders that we have here in our company. So that's one of the reasons that we're here tonight. Jen's going to take it away, but I'm just going to introduce you. If you do not know Jen, she is absolutely amazing. She has built to the top of not just one, but two companies. That is phenomenal. And not just any top position, but the top position of two companies. And she's been the guest judge on Celebrity Apprentice. She's been featured in multiple magazines, and she has helped John Maxwell with his book. So her credentials are extraordinary. She has not only done all that, but she has helped me grow my business to an emerald position and just feel so at home here in Ternant. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Jen, and thank you so much for this training tonight.
All right. Thank you, Benny. You guys, I am so excited to be on with you. This is going to be a power-packed situation. And I want to just start by saying, if you are just new to Ternant, Ternant is such a special place because all of the leaders all work together. It doesn't matter if you're in Benny's team or you're not in Benny's team. Benny wants you to win. Everybody wants you to win. I see so many leaders on here from different lines of our business, and so many of them that have offered trainings and done trainings for each other. And it's such a special environment. It's really one of my favorite things about Ternant. But I do want to give it back to Benny. You guys, Benny had a lot of success in network marketing before she came to Ternant. And this is another great thing about Ternant is we get so many big leaders from other companies because of the culture we have here, the product lineup we have here, the amazing compensation plan we have here. It's drawing so many leaders. And Benny is one of those leaders that came with a knowledge of what she wanted. She knew what she wanted. She found it. She dug in, and she has built herself an incredible business. You guys, she reached the position of Emerald in April, which is, an amazing position. She really only started truly building, I believe, in December. And so she's done some amazing, amazing things, but she's done a lot of amazing things in network marketing prior to coming here as well. So Benny and I want you to understand why we're on this call tonight. So Benny called me, and Benny, is it okay if I just talk about our conversation? Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Benny called me, I want to say last week, and she said, Jen, I want to know if you will coach me to diamond, like that hard knocks coaching. Like I need that diamond coaching. And I said, okay. She said, hey, there's another gal on my team and she wants to have it as well. And so we got on the line, and Benny started asking some questions that kind of brought out some training in me that I haven't talked about in a little while. And as we started talking, Benny's like, everybody needs to know this, Jen. We need to do a training for my entire organization. And so I believe tonight you're going to identify with some of the hiccups that Benny was having. Now, I want you to know, no matter where you are in this compensation plan, we all have challenges. Does everybody know this? There are times that we are all moving along, and even when we're in massive momentum, we might hit a little rock or a roadblock or a pothole, and we're like, I just need this one place to grow a little bit more. man, there's something that maybe I could be doing to, have things be more effective. So no matter where you are, it happens to all of us. And sometimes it's reaching back in the tool bag of tools we already know and just being refreshed and remembering, oh yeah, that's how I got to where I am right now. Okay. And so we're going to talk about the power of edification tonight. And if I were to pinpoint and say, man, there is something that brought me into network marketing. There is something that kept me in network marketing. There is something that helped me bring the best leaders I've ever had into network marketing. Edification is one of those tools. And if you're not using it, when you implement it, you're going to be like, oh crap, where was this my whole life? Okay, this is a good one. So first of all, if you're in a situation right now and you're like, man, you know what? I'm trying to get people in front of the business, but for whatever reason, I can't even get them in front of the information. I can't just get them to get in front of it. Or maybe it's that you want them to get on the phone or a chat with one of your uplines and you're like, man, I just can't make it happen for whatever reason. My guess is that you're not edifying the person that you're going to put that person in front of well enough. Okay. People are so much more excited about meeting a person than seeing a business. Okay. People are intrigued with amazing human beings. It's just who we are by nature. And so also I would say to leaders on the line, if you're in a situation where you're like, man, my team is just not putting anybody in front of me. I'm offering to do Facebook Lives for them. I'm offering to do Zooms for them, but nobody's taking me up on the offer. My question to you is, are you teaching them how to properly edify you so that people actually want to get on the phone with you or get on a three-way chat with you or get on a Zoom with you or listen to you on a Facebook Live? Okay. So what I'm going to teach you tonight is how to properly edify and then how to use that edification, not only to get people in the business, but also to allow whoever it is that you're edifying to close like the dickens for you. Okay. If you create enough value in the person that your guest is going to talk to, they should not only want to get on the line with them in some way, shape, or form, but also they're going to want to listen to what they're saying. They're going to be intently waiting to hear what's dropping out of their mouth. And then they're going to have a lot more power in the close than you're going to because you've given them that credibility. Okay. So let me just give you guys an example. Okay. So Benny and I were talking. In fact, is Jen Lori on with us, Benny? Does she happen to be on tonight?
She is. She might be driving.
Jen, where are you?
I'm right here. I'm just driving for another 5 minutes.
Okay, but you can talk while you're driving.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Okay. So let's just say that Jen is wanting her team to put people in front of her. Okay. I told Jen and I were on this line with Benny. And I said, Jen, as a leader, I'm going to challenge you to make a list of your edification. Okay. I want you to list out every possible thing that it could attract somebody to want to listen to you about a business. Okay. Now, for some of you, you have a great resume. Some of you might be like, oh my gosh, mine is tiny. For you guys that maybe don't, I want you to know when I started network marketing, my resume was I'd been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. I was a beauty school dropout. I'd quit college 3 times. I'm like, I'm a little grasping for straws here for my own edification, right? But what I did know was I was a great mom. I had helped my husband start 2 successful businesses. We had helped establish 5 other businesses within our first week in this industry. You guys just have to make things sound juicy. Okay. So we're going to learn how to juice things up. So let me back up and I'm going to re-talk to Jen. So I asked Jen, I said, Jen, I want to hear bullet points of everything that could be attractive about somebody getting on the line with you to hear about an opportunity. Okay. So Jen, can you list off some of the things? The very first thing I asked her, I said was, Jen, how many people have you helped get started in network marketing? Meaning how many people have ever been in your team in all your years in network marketing? And what was your answer to that, Jen?
Over 1,000.
Okay, let's just take one simple concept. Okay. This over 1,000. I'm going to guess that there have been a lot of people in Jen's team that have said, hey, I'm going to put you on the phone with somebody amazing. She's an awesome leader. She's an amazing businesswoman. But do you understand, just leaving out the fact that I'm putting you on the phone with a woman who has not only killed it in business, but has helped 1,000 other people establish businesses across the United States and Canada. That fact left out right there is costing everybody in this situation money. Are you guys feeling that? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? Okay. You could be on here and you could only have 10 people in your team, which is a crap ton for somebody who has one or none. Okay. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, if I ever had 10 people in my team, I'd be like amazing, right? So even if you're sitting here and you have 5 people in your team, listen, I'm going to put you on the line with somebody who is an incredible businesswoman. This lady is one of the most integrous women I know. Literally everything she touches turns to gold. Not only has she started a business and had amazing success in the last month, but she's helped establish 5 other people in business. All eyes are on her. Everybody's looking at her to see what is she doing because of what she has done so quick. Okay, you guys, I want you to pause. You don't have to have 1,000 people in your business. 5 is amazing. Not even 2. Oh my gosh, not only has this person established business and is killing it, but she's only been here for a short amount of time and has already helped establish another business that is having success. Okay. We have to make things sound juicy. Juice it up, my friends. Juice it up. Okay. So I'm going to keep going with Jen. Jen, can you, did she go away? Where'd she go? Jen, you still here? She might've gone into her house. Okay. It's okay. She is coming back. We're going to talk to Benny. Benny, we're going to do you. How many businesses have you helped establish over your career?
Over 800. I mean, I don't even know.
Okay. Over 800 independent businesses. Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
just in the last 6 months here, I think over 400.
Okay. Over 400. Everybody that puts Jen on the line with any of their contacts should be starting with that right there. Okay. Not only has she established her own business within this Inc. 500 company, but she also has helped that many other people. Okay, Jen, back to you. I see you on here. Okay, some of the other stats that came out of Jen when I said, Jen, what else have you done? Tell me more about your success. Can you list it off for everybody? I know it will embarrass you, but can you just say it for them?
Oh my gosh, I'd have to go look at what I emailed you. Let me just think of a few things that would be on there. Okay, I'm a mom of 4. I homeschool my children. I don't think I had this on there, but I actually run 2 businesses from home. And I have led a multi-million-dollar organization. I have traveled. I have earned 17 free incentive trips in the 13 years I've been in this industry and traveled the whole entire world for free in luxury. Jen, you got that list in front of you?
Did we retire a husband?
I retired my husband for 8 years. He actually went back to work because he chose to, not because he had to, which is a pretty big deal.
Okay, are you guys getting an idea? So here's what I told Jen. I said, listen, you need to put your stats down, and then you need to put down every cool thing that you've ever done, because depending on who your team is going to introduce you to, they're going to use some of those things. So I know if I am trying to get somebody who is a working mother to get in front of the business, and I know this working mother wants to be home with their kids and actually also wants to homeschool them, then I'm going to bring in, listen, Jen not only has helped establish over 1,000 businesses, she's created a company that is a multi-million-dollar company, but she also has been able to raise her kids, have them be homeschooled by her and her husband. As a family, they've traveled the world. They literally have been on 17 all expense paid luxury vacations all over the globe and created a complete dream life. You have to hear from this woman. She has her hands right now on the biggest project that she has ever had her hands on. I've literally told her all about you, and she is willing to hop on the phone with you for a quick minute. Now, I want you to know that this would be like putting the Michael Jordan of basketball in our industry on the line with you. I mean, this woman, she is the it in her industry and what she has created. I only have a few minutes of her time, like I said. Is there any chance at all that I can connect you and her together at 7 o'clock tonight, or in the next 15 minutes, or in an hour, or whenever it is? I promise you that whatever happens on that line, you're going to walk away with some tips that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life. Rarely do we get to talk to anybody who has created what this woman has created in business. And I live for these kinds of conversations because I always know I'm going to get a nugget of wisdom that I can take with me. And you and I both know, Katrina, dude, our net worth is never bigger than our network. Like, I am literally dropping a piece of gold into your network, girl. Okay. So I am like, hopefully if this is Katrina that's going to get on the line with Jen Laurie now, she can't wait to hear what Jen is going to say. I've already juiced her up, and I'm even going to tell Katrina, if this is a 3-way call or if this is a 3-way chat, I'm going to ask Katrina, I'm going to say, Katrina, listen, I do need you to do me one favor. Okay. Make sure you're on time, because I want her to be impressed with you. I want her to see you the way I see you, and I want her to want to work with you. People that work with her have done some pretty extraordinary things. And I just know that this is going to be one of those conversations you and I are going to talk about for the rest of your life. But show up as your word and be on time so she's impressed. This is somebody you want to impress. Okay, so there's the edification. Now, Katrina is like, holy crap, Jen's being kind of serious about this, right? And now Katrina is getting on the line with Jen Laurie, and she's listening better to her probably. But also at the end, if Jen comes on and Jen says something like, Katrina, they're probably going to have a little dialogue. If she says, listen, I'm impressed with you. In fact, I've been looking for somebody like you to work with. I'll tell you what, if you get started today, I would love to personally work with you and help you get your business launched and train you and teach you everything I know. But you'd have to start tonight, or you'd have to start today. See, now I can come in. If I put Katrina on with Jen here, I can come in and say, Katrina, you'd be crazy not to start right now to get to work with Jen Laurie. Like, you'd be an idiot not to take her up on what she's just offered you. So just know that I have just set Jen Laurie up to be able to close my guest, because she's going to carry a lot more weight right now than stay at home for 15 years, Jennifer Dowd, who she has never known to be a part of the health industry, right? Now, Jen Laurie had some other awesome credentials. Jen Laurie, are you still around?
I'm here.
You also have some health credentials. Can you talk about your health credentials for me?
I have 4 certifications in holistic health and have had my own transformation of my own health. I lost 30 pounds in 8 weeks following the nutrition program that I coach people on, and using whole foods. And since implementing the supplements with Trinon, I have hit my peak at 44. I have hit my peak fitness level and can do things that a lot of 20-year-olds can't do.
Okay, so I want you to know if I'm going to invite somebody on that's into fitness, I'm going to talk about all the fitness things she's done. If I know somebody that wants to lose weight, I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to put you on the line with somebody who lost 33 pounds in 8 weeks. Was it 8 weeks, Jen?
Yeah, eight weeks.
Yeah,
30,
33 pounds.
30 and 8. Yeah.
30 pounds in 8 weeks. She has 2 certifications in nutrition. Not only that, she retired her husband on teaching everybody. She has helped establish 1,000 independent businesses based on what she teaches. Like, you have no idea. This woman is like the Wonder Woman of what she does. Like, this is one of those ladies that just kind of walks on water and glows in the dark. But I want to introduce you to her. I can't even believe she's willing to give us her time. I have her scheduled. She would love to talk to you at this time. Is there any way? I don't know when I'll be able to get her again. The reason you all want to make a list of all the things you've done is because your team doesn't know this. If you don't tell them, they don't know it. I don't know how much of this list Jennifer Laurie's team knows or not, but I'm like, Jen, you got to type this sucker up and give it to everybody when you launch their business so they have the edification points that they can use, and then teach them to edify you with the things that are going to matter to the person they're inviting on the line. Does this make sense to everybody? Okay. So no matter what it is, I mean, like I said, when I first got started, my list was pretty small. It wasn't that big. I mean, I was a great Bible study teacher. I was great at getting kids to make their beds, and I cleaned a pretty mean toilet. I didn't have a very big resume going on. Okay. So what I did is I leaned on the resume of the leader who had done more than me. I would put my guests on with somebody better than me. And if somebody in my team had somebody they wanted to introduce to me that I thought, wow, their credentials way outweigh mine, I would get somebody upline to me to get on with them until my credentials grew a little bit. Okay. But just know, man, you guys, you can let your leaders do some of that heavy lifting for you if you edify properly. And it's really not that difficult.
Can I share something?
Yes.
So one of the things I want to just like drop in here is that finding someone that has more experience than you doesn't stop. So I'm still inviting people to 3-way calls, even with my credentials, just to put that out there. I will put people, like I just put someone in front of Veronica Singh today. So it's not like a let's get to the top of the mountain sort of thing. There is no top of the mountain. We're always learning and growing. So I just want to put that out there because I want you to see that everybody's at a certain level, but we all lean on this third-party validation because it works.
It does work. It's truly it's actually how I was recruited into network marketing. I mean, the person recruiting me had enough wisdom to go, oh, you know what? Jen only knows me from high school. We were high school buddies and we were just, silly airhead buddies. Like it was Mindy, just so you guys know, Mindy Diebel. We were best friends when we were 13 years old and we were just ding dong heads together. So, here we are now 36 years old. I didn't know Mindy as a 36-year-old businesswoman. I really didn't. The last time I had seen her in person, she was driving a Corsica that was all beat up with 4 little kids. It didn't look very glamorous. And so Mindy had enough wisdom to put Darren on the line with somebody who is making 6 figures a year in the industry, who had a lot more success than Mindy had so far. And that really carried a lot of weight. But what carried the most weight was there were a couple of things that carried a lot of weight. One was Mindy actually edified the international training event that was coming up with that company. She talked about that she was invited to a training where a bunch of millionaires were going to be teaching how to become a millionaire. And that intrigued the heck out of me. I didn't need to be a millionaire. I just need to fix my life. I'm like, well, if they can teach me to make $1 million, they can certainly teach me to make 100,000 a year. So that'll work. Only I couldn't go to the training And so she kept calling me from that event and finally got a hold of me and just infiltrated me with excitement. And then what she did is she edified somebody else in my local area. It was an in-person world back then. It wasn't an online world, but she edified somebody that was going to be speaking at a hotel room an hour and a half away from me. This is what I want you to grab. She edified him in such a juicy way that I was willing to get in my car and drive an hour and 15 minutes from my home at night to go hear what this guy had to say. So she let me know that he had actually replaced his 6-figure income with Kaiser Hospital in less than a year with this company. And he was on the road to become one of the biggest and best in the industry. And that I just had to meet him. If I could just hear from him, I would know exactly what I needed to do for Darren and I to replace his income. She said, Jen, if you can just hear from him, you don't understand how amazing he is. He is one of the nicest, most humble. He reminds me of you guys. He can show you exactly what to do. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm in. I'll at least go listen to him. Okay. But it was the edification that actually got me in front of it. And the crazy thing is that guy did help her close us, and we weren't even a part of his team, which was wild to me. So I want you to just think about how much you either have been using edification or you haven't been using edification, and think about even at the point you get to Jade, you guys, there's so much edification in that. Listen, I'm going to introduce you to somebody who has only been with our company for a short amount of time, but already reached the first executive rank in the company, has already earned a car bonus in the company, has already helped several people establish businesses in the company. Literally all eyes are on him, looking at what he is doing. You've got to hear from Trent. I mean, he is crushing it. Okay. If we know that we're putting, I even told Benny, I said, Benny is a single mom. I mean, Jen, for me, Jen Lori's story that she retired her husband, you guys, that would have got me to listen to Jen in one hot second, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to retire my husband. But you know what? There might be somebody else on the line that they're a single mom, and who they need to hear from is Benny, who actually created a full-time income and helped 800 other people to establish businesses. And she is a single mom making it happen for her family right now, raising her kids, life on her terms, all by herself. I mean, Trent, we know you're there too. Okay. But my point is, you've got to really hone in on what is it that your guest is going to be attracted to about this person. Okay. I mean, if I'm talking about Katrina Jensen, I mean, I'm taking that story and I'm running with it. Listen, you know what? You remind me of Katrina. You have it all together. But man, those business skills, you're so talented. There's so much more in there. I'm going to introduce you to a lady who had a rockin' business, literally got started with this project because she saw so much in it that she loved. She didn't even need it at the time. Went and grew this monster business. And then when 2020 hit, dude, it didn't even matter that everything got shut down and her other rockin' business kind of got hit because she'd already grown an empire with, you know, her Plan B project. Today, she's one of the most beloved people in the entire company, literally helped our company become an Inc. 500 company. She's helped thousands and thousands of people. Thousands. You got to just talk to her. If you can get 1 minute of your time, she is going to blow your mind. You've got to get a few little tips from her. You've got to listen to Mrs. Jensen. Okay. And I'm going to get them on the phone with Katrina. So you guys use the people's stories. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Can I just add something, Jen?
Sure.
So one of the things that I love about this, and I've been doing this for a long time, but it definitely had a shift in my business, which is when you are able to put someone in front of someone before they join. So if you're able to put them on with your leader or their leader's leader, it's going to set them up for success. And I like to describe this as if you were joining a gym and you got that orientation to the gym, you know where the locker is, you've met the people at the front desk, you're more you're more likely to use the resources to be more successful. So in my establishing businesses for people, this is one of the number one things that I find sets people up for success, is when you're able to introduce them to the leadership before they even start. And it is way easier for us to close people because we're not attached. And we can also listen for things and really support those people to make the decision for them. So I just wanted to add that piece because it's something that I've noticed that can really make a difference for people starting successfully in the business.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so one more thing I want to add with edification is there's another little tip I can give you. And that is, if you bring somebody in your business who has some clout, maybe in business or in your community, or, maybe it's a doctor, maybe it's somebody, that has more of a famous name. Okay. Use their name to recruit. You can edify that you're working with somebody. So when I got started in network marketing, you guys, I was just a stay-at-home mom. Darren and I had a book fair business. My brother and my husband were partners on one of my brother's dental practices. But the whole thing was, my brother, his name is Dr. Eggleston, and he had taught a lot of doctors how to do implants and veneers back in 2006. He traveled all over the world, and he was all over the radio. His name was all over the radio, especially in our town. And so I would recruit, because I didn't have credibility. I would recruit people saying, oh my gosh, you have no idea. Darren and I are working on a business project with my brother, Dr. Eggleston. This is the biggest project he has ever worked on. He is inviting a handful of people to be ground floor with him in this project. And we are getting together tonight at 7:00. Literally, you are being invited into a VIP situation. I would literally drop everything you're doing tonight and hop on the line and hear what we're doing. Okay. You guys, I'm telling you, we got so many people to come look for my brother. And the greatest thing ever was that trickled out, and everybody was inviting for that. They're working on a project with Dr. Eggleston, even if they weren't in his team, if they were in our team anywhere. And then I remember when we got going in our Utah team, we had Bob Evans from Fox News. He was a head anchorman at Fox News. So everybody in our Utah team would invite, saying, oh my gosh, we're working on the biggest business project. It's a project that Bob Evans from Fox News is working on. This is huge. It's the biggest project he's ever worked on. Then we got the Osmonds in our team. And then we were talking about the Osmonds. Listen, we're working on a business project with Bob Evans from Fox News and the Osmonds. It's huge. We're meeting tonight at 7:00. You guys, it didn't matter if these people were in their team or not, because they're in the company. You are working on a project with them. And so I want you to know, also edifying other people in the company who have done big things. You can edify even big leaders in the network marketing industry. Maybe you're working on a network marketer and you don't have the clout in the network marketing industry, but you can talk about big names in the company that have come to the company. Talk about Bree Richardson, talk about Tina Joy Carroll, talk about Kylie Rigler, talk about Mindy Diebel, talk about the Dowds, talk about whoever it is that is somebody that you're excited is at Trinot. You can name drop some of these names, but also just in your own community. I have a girlfriend that just got a chiropractor. I'm like, talk about it. Talk about that. I'm working on a project with Dr. So-and-so. Some of you are in the Brett's team. Talk about, I'm working on a project with Dr. Brett's. Just saying I'm working on a project with Dr. That's a good thing to say. That's a great thing. It lends credibility to everything you're doing here. So that was just one more tip that I wanted to give you. And then I super also want to just urge you, if you are at all putting your people on the line, whether it's on a Zoom or if it's, it could be a Zoom that 100 other people are on. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you're getting them on with Kylie, are you on, darling? Did I see your name on here? Kylie Rigler. I know you have no voice, but are you here?
You did.
Oh, you have your sexy smoker voice tonight.
Do you like, isn't it hot?
Okay, just for kicks and giggles, how many people have you helped in network marketing in your own teams over the years?
Well, I'm going to tell you something real spicy right here
Yeah, I'm ready. We're all
not-
ears.
I'm feeling a little spicy on my medicine right now. So here's the deal. Prior to coming to Trinot, I had helped 50,000 people. Now in Trinot, I had helped 54,000 people. However, I had my best paying month inside of Trinot. What does that tell you?
Ooh, that's real spicy. That's real spicy. Okay,
Isn't
so
that cool?
I love it. That is real cool. That is real cool. Okay, so if you're ever going to put people on a Zoom or on Make Money with Referral Marketing with Kylie, you guys, you want to be telling them, listen, you're going to meet somebody tonight. I'm going to put you on the line with somebody who has helped over 100,000 people establish businesses across the globe. This is a global
Don't say that.
businesswoman.
It's not been 100,000. Don't make me sound too cool. I
I
meant
thought you said 50 here and 50 there.
no. You would know that. That would be amazing.
I thought you said that. Okay, what did you say, girl?
54,000 total. And my point was only 4,000 in my
Oh.
team here, but I've been able to do what I did there with
I
50.
missed it. I missed it. Okay, so
Yeah.
50,000. Oh, that's
Yeah.
really hot what you said then.
Isn't that
Okay,
cool?
over 50,000. Okay. Over 50,000. She's helped over 50,000 people in how many countries? Okay.
Let's see. US, Canada, UK, India. Where else were we? I don't remember. I mean, a few. Just say a few. All over the world.
All over the world, all over the world, all over the world. Okay. Not only that, she has addressed and trained arenas of how many people, Kylie? What was your biggest crowd?
Well, you might have to juice that up a little bit. See, in my last company, we did breakouts. We didn't do the big stage like Trinot does. So it was more classroom style. So Trinot's biggest stage is my biggest stage, whatever those have
Okay.
been.
So you can say she has been on stages where she has trained thousands of people at a time, where she has addressed thousands of people at a time. If you're going to put people in front of me or Mindy, you can say arenas of over 30,000 people at a time. This person has trained dozens of times. Like you're going to get in front of them tonight for free. You know, Bree would be another one. Arenas. How big of an arena do you think Bree's been in training? Kylie, you
She's
would know.
the most powerful women. So she's spoken, over, tens of thousands for sure. And you guys, might even catch on to that. Like, did you see how I was even like, oh, it's not that good, right? Like you're going to have those moments where you're like, well, I'm just not that impressive. But the thing is to somebody who's never done this before, like Jen said, if you have a team of 10 to somebody that has a team of 0, that's a huge deal. So it's all just about posturing up. Like, Jen, can I share this really quick?
Yeah.
I had a girl do this the other day. She put me on a call with someone. And after our call, that person asked her what rank she was. And she had a very hard time responding because she felt like, oh no, like here, we've edified each other essentially, but she didn't feel like she was high up enough to impress the prospect. Don't you think that's a good thing to cover too?
Mm-hmm.
What you do in those situations. And I gave her my advice, which was essentially to say, number one, my success has nothing to do with your success, right? Like you are able to help anybody go wherever they want to go with the systems and the leadership that we already have in place. But I told her what I would tell them is, when I first came in, I'm currently an opal, but it wasn't until recently that I made a decision to go all in. And since I have, it has changed everything. This is going to be the best year of my entire life. And so it's all about just kind of telling them, not being ashamed of where you are if you're not where you want to be yet with that edification piece, or even kind of telling them your own edification, but telling them what you're setting out to do, I think is really key.
That is super good. Super, super good. I love it. I love it. Okay. For people on the call that have a team, okay, I'm going to say one more thing, then we're going to be done. And that was amazing, Kylie, by the way. I remember sitting at a training one time when I was new, and the person that was training, it was my first Saturday in network marketing, and the person training, it was in a hotel environment. And they're like, okay, we want everybody to draw your teams out. Like they wanted us to draw it out in circles, right? And I remember sitting next to somebody that drew on her paper 5 circles. And I just want y'all to know that I was like, oh my gosh, if I ever have 5 people in my team, like that seemed so outrageous to me. It was like, oh my gosh, all my dreams will have come true if I could get 5 people in my team. Okay. So I want you to know that to somebody who is just starting, having a team of helping 5 people to own a business and establish a business, that sounds pretty dang awesome. Okay. And for anybody else, I mean, I'm just going to go back to, I kept putting people on the line with somebody who'd done something bigger than me for a while. You know, it was a little while, and I would always edify somebody else. The other person that you guys can edify, if you're closing somebody, is, you know, I always say there's nobody better that you can have help close somebody for you than somebody that you've already helped achieve something. So if you have a Jade, if you have somebody in your team that you've helped to rank to Jade, it's really powerful when you're starting somebody in your team and you're wanting them to have a grand opening. Hey, you know what? Real quick, I'm going to put you on the phone with Lisa Russell. Lisa is somebody that I helped get started, and this girl has just gone off like a firecracker. She is crushing it. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to put her on the line with you real quick. And then I'm going to have Lisa come on, and Lisa is going to edify. Listen, you know what? All I've done is I've followed the system. I've been coachable to what Jen has, you know, said to do. I had a grand opening in my first 24 or 48 hours. And I just did what Jen said. And I got to Jade. I got to Jade really quick. This is what I did. Okay. Because all it's doing is it's edifying. Listen, I had success and I'm working with the same person you are. Just do what she says. That's a powerful testimony right there. And if you guys are not using your downline, if you have a downline that's ranked higher or has made $3,000, made $5,000, made $1,000, get them on with your new person to tell the story. That's really powerful. For me, I would rather hear, you know, I'm thinking about when Mindy got started, when she helped me get started in 2006, she'd been in that company for about 4 months when I started. And I remember listening to her talk to people in her team that had made like a couple grand. And I was like, dang, what'd they do? I wanted to know what the people had done that had worked with Mindy more than what her upline had done. Okay. So just know the people that you work with, it's going to give them a lot of faith going, oh, this person worked with her and look what they did. I can do it too. So, or this person worked with him. Man, this guy's worked with Frank. He got Jade done. He got his Jeep. Okay. If I just do what Frank said as well, I'm going to be fine. So anyway, sometimes the edification of your own team to another person you're just getting started can be really powerful. So that was really all I had for you. Anybody have any questions before we go? Anybody? Anyone? Okay. Okay,
I have a
well.
quick question.
Oh, yes.
So when you're talking about how many people you've brought on your team, do you count like your associates too?
Oh, yeah. I'm counting the whole team, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, because through you, those people have come, right? You started the party.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, Jen, I have a question.
Yes.
So I know you and I have talked about this, but I think it might be good for others to hear. At the end, do you prefer to close them while you're still on the call and walk them through enrolling? Because what I found sometimes is after the call, associates lose confidence pretty quickly again, and they
Yes.
don't close them. So what's your
Yes.
best practice there?
Okay. I do love if I'm doing a Zoom, and Kylie has experienced this with me before, I'm pretty sure. Didn't we do this in the beginning with you, Kai?
Yeah, we had people enrolling during the Zoom. Yeah.
So at the end of the Zoom, I'd say, listen, everybody go ahead and type in www.trinot.com/Kylie Rigler. Or maybe it was the cat's pajamas then, I'm not sure, Kai. But anyway, whatever we had her name be. And then we would say, go ahead and click on join now. And then you're going to go ahead, you're going to put in your email address and, whatever it was asking for. And then this is the pack that we want you to get started. This is going to be the best pack for you to get started on. And we literally walked them through it. I mean, we did, we walked them through it. And I would tell them, hey, if you have another device, if you're on this is actually how we went into it. Now that I'm thinking about this, Kai, we did do this a lot. So I would say, if you're on your laptop, grab your cell phone. If you're on your cell phone, grab your laptop. Get another device so that we can keep talking like this and you can see another screen at the same time. And that way we could just walk them right through it. And we would just wait for them to type this stuff in. So some of you know, some of you have heard this story, but the story went, I really did drive an hour and a half, Darren and I did, to go see that overview of that company in 2006. And then we didn't sign up. We were supposed to call Mindy that night when we got home, but we didn't call Mindy that night when we got home. But Mindy followed up the next day. And this is why I'm so crazy about follow-up. I'm going to teach you guys follow-up on tomorrow's recruiting training, by the way, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the enroll to six-figure training. But I am a stickler about follow-up, because if she wouldn't have called me the next day to follow up, I wouldn't have signed up. I wanted to sign up, but I was a little bit chicken too. It wasn't exactly my full priority to sign up right away. But she called me and she's like, oh my gosh, Jen, can't you just see yourself doing this with me? Okay, you have to remember, Mindy and I had only talked like 4 times since we graduated from high school. It wasn't like we'd been in this big relationship. Like, we hardly ever talked. We only talked if somebody died or we had a baby. That was the bottom line, okay? Because we lived in separate states, we'd kind of gone on with our own lives. So I know sometimes people think, oh, they're probably, just really tight. No, it wasn't like that. We hadn't talked in a long time. So she's like, oh my gosh, Jen, can't you just see yourself doing this with us? Can't you see us doing this together? It would be so much fun to do it together. And I'm like, well, yeah, it would be totally fun. She's like, okay, well, go ahead and type in let's call it Trinot.com. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing what she was telling me to do. I didn't know what was coming next. What was next is go ahead and click join today. And I was like I'm like gulping, like, oh, I'm not quite prepared for that. It was $500 to join that company, and you got nothing but a business for $500, just so you know. Okay. So I was like, oh gosh, Darren's going to kill me. He was at work and we were broke, by the way. Okay. So I went ahead and did what she told me to do, because I was embarrassed to tell her that I couldn't afford to do it. So I just did it. And I went through the whole entire process dying, but I did it. She just told me what to do and I did it. And I want you to know, sometimes people need you to push them in the pool. They need you to push them into the swimming pool. I'm so grateful she pushed me into the pool. Okay, we got clear through that sign-up process. You know what she did? Finished. She's like, okay, write down the number that popped up. I write it down. She's like, now go back into thecompany.com. I'm like, okay. She's like, click join today. I'm like, I already did that. She's like, no, do it again. I click it. I'm like, what am I doing? She's like, you're signing Darren up. I'm like, oh gosh, I am really going to die. I'm going to die tonight. Tonight will be my death. Okay. And I just want you to know, my credit card declined, and I've never been so excited to have a credit card decline in my life. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Lord, that I won't die tonight. Okay. But I am telling you, it still went through. We just had to go in and rectify the credit card. But I'll never forget calling Darren and saying, okay, babe, we are in, like, we are fully in. And he was so excited, because I was the negative one. I was the negative Nancy of the group. I was the one that thought network marketing was a scam. Darren didn't think that. Darren was miserable. He was ready for change. So he was actually excited that I had done it. And then the rest was history. We were going, we were rolling. So sometimes you really do have to get somebody onto the website. Just get them on the website. Lead them. People need to be led. Think about how many times you walk into a retail store and you're carrying something and somebody will say, oh, do you want me to take that to the register for you? Oh, can I go put that at the register? Oh, can I go put that in a dressing room for you? And maybe you were just kind of thinking about it because they initiated it. You're like, yeah, okay, right? And you do it. And so sometimes just lead, just do the thing. Do the thing, guys. It's the end of the month. Lead them into it. And I just want to talk about this 3 crown, what is it called? The triple crown little situation. Everybody's familiar with the triple crown special right now?
Yep.
Okay. Is everybody familiar that the triple crown special is extra special because you can't actually enter it into the system?
It's just live now. Marianne just posted. But yes.
Okay, meaning it's live, like you can actually type it into the Trinont.com thing?
Apparently it's live on the website now.
Okay. Well, I'm not really sure about that. If it is, I'm hoping that it is, but I'm going to just give you what about if it's not, just in case we go backwards the other direction. Okay. So again, you guys, you just always want to think about how can I make everything juicy? Just write it down, juicy. You got to make everything sound delicious. Okay. So I got on the phone with Jeff Belleville. I hope Jeff is on. I don't know if he's on, but this is the greatest. I'm giving him big props because Marianne called us and she's like, okay, I have to tell you, we're going to keep support open till 9 p.m. so that people can call in these orders, right? And then if they don't catch it by 9, there's a form they can fill out, only they can't put their credit card number on there, but they can fill it out and then support will call them the next day, right? And I'm thinking, okay, that's where I went originally, right? And then the leader in me went, snip, snap, snap. We just got to make it work because that's what we do as leaders, right? So what are we doing here? So Jeff and I get on the line. He's like, Jen, this is so easy. I got it. I said, okay, what are we doing? He's like, here's what we're doing. This is where, the trainee teaches the trainer. He's like, we're going to make it juicy. He's like, we're going to make it like this is a special thing. Okay. So we start crafting this story. So here's what Jeff and I are going to do. If this goes the direction that it was, maybe it's totally doable now, that I am going to tell my people, I'm going to say, listen, I love signing people up. My suggested pack is always going to be the platinum pack. It's going to get you 1/5 of the way to the cruise. It's going to get you 1/3 of the way to Jade. It's going to give you your free convention ticket. It's going to get you the products you need to have the most success. Straight up, it is my go-to bundle. Okay. If you don't want that, I have a secret. It's kind of a secret, kind of a little hidden secret. It's not even visible on the website. It's such a secret. But right now it's there. For the next 24 hours, you could get our top 3 most popular products, the top 3. And when you get that, the enrollment fee is totally waived. Like there is no fee to even be an associate and have a business. But in order to get that, it's such a secret, you actually have to call in to get that deal. So if you want to call in, I think we could still get you that deal. I mean, I'm suggesting the platinum, but that's a little secret back door if you want to go that route. So make it like it's really special and it's something that they could get if they want to go to some extra effort and make a call. You know what I'm saying? Like you're giving them a special access to something that doesn't really exist. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's how, if for some reason this pack disappears, my friends, that's the story I'm going with. Okay. It was a little coding problem, with our back office craziness. And I'm just letting you know the owners are dying. I know they're dying. So I'm not going to make them die more because it just is what it is. We're all working through it. But isn't that good training from Jeff Belleville? Isn't that the best, right? It's really all about attitude. It's, do you want to work through it or do you not want to work through it? If you want to work through it, then you figure out how to work through it and make it like kind of an exciting thing. I mean, I think that I kind of wish we were having to say that still. I'm kind of disappointed it's on the website now because I was all excited to run with that deal. How many else of you are like, oh, that was kind of a juicy little story, right? I know some of you are going to use it. I know you're going to be calling home office still with your friends. They're going to be like, why are you calling me, Katrina? You know how to go get that.
I love that so much, Jen. And that is so perfect because it really is very similar to edifying, right? Like you can edify anything. You can edify a special. It's so exclusive, all the different things. I also wanted to share a call to action for anybody on here, because here is what I know is that we can have an amazing training by Jen, but unless you are on the court and practicing these skills, it's all practicing. You know, you're not going to be able to use them and practice and then grow. So my challenge to everyone who is on the training tonight is, number one, if you've already had a launch, throw it in the comments. If you have not had your launch yet, your call to action is to get in touch with your leader and book your launch. Now, here is a little trick that I did. So I launched my business back in December, and I hit that kind of first momentum, and then things started to die down. So when I got back from convention or off this training or whatever you want, Trent and I decided to have a grand opening. Like, you know, the cupcake shop, they have the grand opening like 3 or 4 months after. There's a reason people do that. And that was the catalyst to get me to Emerald and Trent to Ruby. So you can do it for anything. You can do a birthday celebration. You can do an anniversary. You can do whatever you want. You can also use this training and have a goal to get 2 people in front of one of your leaders during this promotion. So that is my call to action: is book your launch, book your grand opening, or have a goal of having 2 people on a 3-way call with one of your upline leaders. So that's my challenge.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it, Betty. Yes. And do it today. We're month end. Like, message your leader right now. Call your leader right now. Listen, I want to have a relaunch. I want to have another grand opening. You guys, every single time that I've wanted to boost my business, that's something I've always known that I can do. Just, okay, I'm going to hold my own rear end to the fire. I'm going to have my leader booked to do an event for me, and I am going to go for it. And I'm going to fill it up again with my own contacts. So Benny, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. We want to take action. It's the month end. We have this awesome promotion, and you guys, I'm telling you, month-end miracles are a real thing. I have seen so many people do as much the last 48 hours of the month as they did the whole first 28 days of the month. I have seen that happen before. So let's make tomorrow count. I'm excited to see you guys inside of Sponsor to 6 Figures tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And you guys, God bless you. Have the greatest night, and we will see you in the morning. Bye, everyone.
Thanks,
God bless you. Thank you, Benny. Thank you so much for opening this up to everybody. We love you. We appreciate you. You're the best. You are the best. And thank you for everybody who participated and everybody who let me pick on them as well. Good night, everyone.